channel.
Fire, 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 fire.
Hi guys, my name is Faye. I post mostly fashion, makeup, beauty, lifestyle content here on my YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please go ahead and give me a subscribe down below. Click the bell button as well and follow me on my other social media accounts where I'm more active. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So today we're doing a bit of an unconventional video, especially because I haven't really planned it out how I would like to do this video, but this is a more career and degree related video. As many of you may know, I'm currently in college. I'm a junior in liberal arts college. I am currently studying economics and double majoring in data science and minoring in Chinese. You would imagine I applied here as an English major, but you know, being African struggles. My dad was like, you're gonna study another person's language for 4 years. You've been speaking English more than, you know, you're required to in your life. It's not even your language. And then he was like, yeah, choose something else. We're not doing that. So I scrambled and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do next? And my brothers both studied economics. So I was like, okay, fine, economics. And then my dad was like, isn't there like something else that you can do that, you know, you'd get a good job right out of college, you would like, you know, the opportunities are there and it would be like easy. And he's like, yeah, like my daughter is smart, she can do anything, she can do maths, she can do science. Because prior to coming to this college, I wanted to study medicine. See, medicine, then English, now we're at economics. Okay, so down the timeline and everybody's saying, oh, you want her to study something that's employable, something that's relevant. And this was in 2019. And my brothers were like, oh, Dad, let's get her to study something computer related, like computer science. At the time, my school only had 2 computer related courses, and that was computer science and digital design, marketing major type of thing. And my mom was all for the idea. My mom's a creative, so she's always all for the idea of me studying anything creative. So she was like, yeah, you know, you're really good at art. You could do like marketing, you can do graphic design, all these things. Like, this sounds really up your alley. But the thing about it is that I do know that I'm good at art, like, you know, drawing and whatnot. But like, I am dumb at computers. Like, I'm dumb at computers. Like, I knew I just wouldn't enjoy doing design, like virtual design. Like, that would have been my worst nightmare. Like, I don't know, even though like I don't know, it didn't sound like what I wanted to do. And so they were like pushing me towards computer science, and I was like, I was actually having a breakdown. I was like, no, this is like my worst nightmare. This is no, I don't want to study this. Like, this is not okay. And like my brothers, and they were on the bandwagon. They were like, yeah, study computer science. Like, computer science is where you just get a job at Google when you graduate, and you just like be making your money, you know, enjoying your life, making that bank. And I was just like, no. And it became like a standstill situation where they were like, yeah, you know, you don't really need to go to college. You can just come and sit down in your father's house and waste of space there, because nobody's paying for you to study English. Even though my mom was fully like, my mom was my champion. She was, if I said that I want to study, I don't know, culinary arts, she'd be like, yeah. Like, I love my mom like that. She's like so on board with everything. So yeah, eventually I like was frantic. I told a few of my professors about it, and they were having like seminars about data science. And one of my professors, like my then professor but my now advisor, said, why don't you look into data science? I went online on the school website, saw what it was about. I looked at it, I looked at the requirements. They offer 3 pathways. There's the economics pathway, there's the computer science pathway, and there's the math/statistical pathway. So wait, what is data science? Data science is, it's all encompassing. Everything that you do right now requires data. You have to learn how to store that data. You have to learn how to use that data to depict trends and patterns. And I've always been good at pattern recognition. So when I was reading up about this, like both at my college and like in real world application, I was like, doesn't sound too bad. So I mean, I was already an econ major, so I chose the finance and econ track of data science because, you know, it seemed to work well together and it seemed to be pretty interesting. Now the math track is more statistical math, but there are also like core requirements for before you go into like the specialized requirements. So for the core requirements, I'll put a picture of it up here. Statistical programming, calculus, data applications, computational math. And I'm not talking about people who work in industry because I currently don't work in industry, so I can't speak to that level. But I'm saying for people who are considering maybe studying like data science or computer science or data analytics, that type of, you know, those type of subjects, I would say that data science, you should think about it like this. It can be a mixture, what I'm doing is a mixture of economics, computer science, and math. Now, how much math you want depends on the track you want, and how much computer science you want depends on the track you want. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a data scientist who's going to be in Facebook doing the heavy coding. Data science helps with thought processing and like I said, pattern recognition. So like, you're trying to see what works. You have a data set with that has the information you're looking for. You need to code this data set to tell you whether what you're looking for makes sense, whether the pattern does exist, whether what you're trying to sell to a consumer, what type of consumer it would be sold to. Like, very analytical. Now, people who, I would say, you're pretty good at sciences, you don't want to commit to like actual chemistry and physics, data science might be good for you. People who are creative, but like a part of them just like finds creativity like too, I don't want to say too easy, but like kind of like me, like I enjoy being creative on my terms. But like if you're telling me to be creative every day, it's very daunting. But I'm a person that, you know, numbers is like there's always an answer. So like that is like the step by step, and I can follow it without even thinking. I like that type of thing. So that's how I ended up at data science. So now I'm double majoring data science and economics. Everybody knows what economics is. Economics is a all-encompassing course as well, that teaches you about trends in the market. It's a very theoretical based type of degree. So compared to finance, economics is a lot of theory. It's going to tell you about the macro economy, and that's like the government and what the government does, and microeconomy, which is what companies and firms do and how it like affects the whole ecosystem that is the economy. You learn about GDP, you learn about trade, you learn about employment, you learn about so economics touches on like a little bit of legal work. It touches on a little bit of also pattern recognition. It tells you about formulas, but like it's not as formula heavy or math heavy as finance can be, but they also overlap. They share a lot of the same traits, because I mean you need to do accounting for both of them. You know, so there's some courses that you do in economics that you would need to do in finance. I mean, they're in the same family, but like one is more theoretical and one is more real-time, real-world based. Now, some of my favorite courses that I've taken is econometrics. I mean, I'm saying that in hindsight. When I was taking it, it was not my favorite course. Another course I really enjoyed statistics. Like I like statistics. I did not enjoy calculus at all. Like any calculus. I hate calculus. I mean, I've done calculus since high school multiple times. I've learned the same thing in calculus: limits, integrals, differentiation. I still hate it every single time I learn it. So those are my two majors. and I will speak a bit more about that in a later video. If you want me to do a dedicated video, if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, please do comment down below. I will try my best to answer any question you have, technical or just inquisitive videos. My incoming freshmen and my people who are searching, who are looking for where their direction lies, I know it's really easy to study something that you enjoy and like something that's not hassle-free. And for me, I always say this, like, if money wasn't an object, I would be an Asian studies major, and my job would end up being something like watching K-dramas for a living and like reviewing it and doing market research for that, and something along those lines. It'd be something very, abstract, but we have to live in the realities of the world today, and especially with 2020 and the coronavirus, a lot of people have to be very sensible about the decisions they're making. 2021 is going to be the year of skill acquisition. That means everybody's going to try and learn a new skill. Everybody's going to go back to college. Everybody's going to get a degree, a master's if they can afford it, or a booster course to help supplement or pad their resume or CV. And because of that, new freshmen that are going into college and people who are graduating need to keep that in mind. You have to go with, I'm not saying you have to go with the trend. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but it would be best if you look at the trends. What are the jobs that are going to be popular and well paid when I graduate? It's not what jobs are popular now, it's what's going to be popular then. And what's going to be popular then is data analytics. There's so much data out there, and most companies need to analyze that data to tell them where they need to put their money, what products they need to invest in, what type of consumers they need to target. Marketing involves data science. Data analytics, it's just a thing on its own. Computer science can involve data science, like the science of data, and data is everything. What I'm making right now is data. Like this video is gonna go out into the cybernet, and it's gonna become data. And then there are people who do surveys all the time. Like, every time you do a questionnaire, somebody's taking into account the information that you have submitted, and they put that on spreadsheets, and based on people's answers or responses that have been accumulated over years, time series data. So favorite projects and work that I've done is like time series data about whether smoking marijuana in college means you earn more once you grad, I think earn more when you're 40 or not. Spoiler alert, smoking a little bit of marijuana in college actually means you earn more. Know how the data came up with that, but I don't know how the pattern recognized that or how that was the answer, but that was the answer at the end of the day. And it's learning how to do things like that. I will also put a picture of what I mean by data and spreadsheet data looks like, just for reference. And yeah, overall, I think that data science is very relevant, and I also think that economics is very relevant. And why do I think they're both relevant? So you need a degree that is going to be transferable. You need to learn transferable skills, like skills that teach you how to learn. And I think data science and economics equally do that. They teach you how to read, because you have to read a lot of papers for economics. It teaches you how to analyze information. It teaches you how to then do a few equations. So like the essential skills that you will need throughout life, you learn it in economics. I wouldn't say you necessarily learn it in data science, but with the core courses and like the requirements for those core courses, you might be able to supplement those things and then learn what is required for any type of job. Now, nobody's trying to get a data science degree or an economics degree to land on any type of job. I'm going to give you a few pathways that you can get from both. So you can study economics and you can go into finance. You can study economics and you could go get your master's in government organization, such as the Treasury, where you're predicting money supply in the market as of now, how that's going to affect inflation or deflation, or the GDP. You could get so you could become a professor of economics. You could specialize in a type of economics and then work in that sort of field. You can become a consultant, financial consultant. You could work as a sales. You could work in sales. You can, get a minor in something artistic like digital design, and you can still work in marketing. Now, there's some requirements. So people always ask me, business, finance, economics. Economics is literally in the middle of business and finance. There's some skills that you learn in business that you don't learn in economics, true. There's some skills in finance that you don't learn in economics, true. But the fundamental core principles that you need for both courses are in economics. And that's how I came to the conclusion to choose economics over finance, which I otherwise would have done. Data science similarly can be used for data analytics, data science, or I would say computer science and computer engineering. Now, they might require you to do a little bit more, like get a master's in data science to be able to do computer engineering or computer science straight up. But I have applied for jobs, and I have received interviews for computer engineering and computer science related jobs. Sometimes you see jobs and they tell you what, degrees that they would like you to have studied. So in this category of my majors, I apply for jobs that look for math majors, statistics majors, data science majors, economics majors, finance majors. So any job that's looking for a person who has these skills, I can apply for based off of my 2 majors. Now, if you want to see me talk more about my minor, which is Chinese, how I learned Chinese, how I fell into Chinese, if you want me to go into detail about data science, about how I fell into data science, about what is good about data science, what data science means, what data science jobs are available, how many data science jobs are available, and do like a whole deep dive into data science, and you want to know the 411 from a student's perspective, not from a worker's perspective, I can do a video like that. If you also want to know the same for economics, are saying that economics is not slowly becoming redundant, because it's such a one and done degree. Like, if you don't know what you're going to study, if you don't have any passions, you can study economics, and like I said, it gives you transferable skills. So if you want to know anything more about anything I've talked about, again, go ahead and write a comment down below. I'll look into it and I'll make a video. If you want to ask me a personal question, you can go to my Instagram. And yeah, I think this is a roundup of what I'm doing, what my plan is. I mean, if you want to also ask me questions about my future, where I see myself, I mean, you know what, I'll see how this series goes, but this is going to be my education, my series on how to help college students attain excellence. That being said, if any of what I have mentioned sounds interesting to you, please give it a like, subscribe down below, click the bell button, and please follow me on my journey as I impart knowledge that I know to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah, see you on the next one.